beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to this beautiful channel. If you are new here, hello, hi, how are you? My name is Shonnetta from goldenlineage.com, and here on this beautiful, abundant YouTube channel, I love to make tarot pick-a cards, tarot readings, and other spiritual related videos just like this one, okay? So if that is something that interests you, if you would like to continue seeing me and my energy, be sure to subscribe to this beautiful growing family, all right? And while you are down there subscribing, be sure to ring that post bell notification bell down below so you stay updated and you do not miss out when homegirl and when sister post future videos like so. You already know, let's go, period. All right, family. So I'm super excited to bring you guys this video during this quarantine season, something to watch, okay? So you guys have been wanting to see this particular story time from me for a while, so I was like, you know, why not bring it to you guys, all right? Bring a little bit of flavor, a little bit of that splat, all right? You know, something different for you guys to watch. Now, this is going to be a story time all about some, not all, some of my paranormal experiences that I have encountered, experienced, okay? So, you know, if you're kind of not into the paranormal thing, if you get freaked out easily, maybe, you know, this isn't going to be the video for you, but, you know, it's not really that crazy, you know, or maybe my Mars is in Scorpio, so what is really crazy? You know what I'm saying? But I'm really hyped for this video. This is going to be a really chill, vibey story time. So if you're ready, if you're interested, just keep watching and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Maybe get some popcorn, okay? Get some water, get something, and let's go. All right, so where do I even begin? You know what I'm saying? So I feel personally that we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the first paranormal experience that I can remember from a young age. Now, this one, I remember it vividly, and I definitely know that this happened. And some might say, girl, you were so young. But, you know, kids really are in tune with the spirit realm. I was going to say world, and then I said realm. Kids and children and babies are so connected and so in tune with the other dimensions, the spirit realms, all of that. Okay, so I know personally that this is facts. Okay, this is everything that I saw. So basically, I'm not sure how old I was. I really feel like I was like, I feel like maybe I was 5 or 6. It could have been 6, it could have been 5, but to be real with you, all I know is I was young because this is at, like, you know, the old house, you know what I'm saying? So basically what had happened was, let me give you the background, okay? So me and my sister Taylor, the Libra, shared a bedroom. I was the top bunk, she was the bottom bunk. All right. My brother had the room in the garage, and then my sister had the master bedroom. It used to be my mom's, but my mom was never home, so my mom slept on the couch and gave my oldest sister her bedroom, which was very cool, very interesting, right? So that's just, you know, the little layout. So this was it was nighttime. All right, my mother was downstairs sleeping on the couch, I remember. All right, everybody was asleep. All right, and so I was in the top bunk. I woke up randomly in the middle of the night, okay? And this is back in the day, and I was young, so I didn't have a phone to see the time. I didn't have none of that, all right? And so all I remember is climbing down from the bunk bed. My sister Taylor still sleep out. She was knocked out, okay? And when I get down, you know, because you go down the ladder to leave your bunk bed, to leave the top bunk. So when I got down and my feet touched the floor and our room was dark, everything was dark, okay? But there was a little bit of light shining in from the hallway, just a little bit. And so when I looked down on the floor, I kid you not, okay? And I still vividly have this picture in my mind. That's how you know it's real. So I looked down and I see this big, it literally looked like a person was literally right there, okay? I thought that it was like a real person, and it was like this long man. I'm assuming that it was a man, you know what I'm saying? It was this long, tall man in a firefighter yellow suit, and he had, you know, the firefighter shoes on, he had the firefighter outfit on, and he had a whole mask, like the oxygen mask, and I heard him breathing. And, you know, I'm kind of getting chills talking about it, but I heard him breathing and I saw him breathing. And it was like he was, you know, struggling for air. He was like struggling to breathe. He couldn't, like, it was like he was like dying, to be real with you. And so I kid you not, I didn't run, I didn't scream, I didn't wake my sister Taylor up. What I did was I was just staring in complete awe. Like, I was shook. I was like, is this real? Mind you, I was really young. So young kids, when they see something like that, they're pretty curious, but some might just be scared and run away immediately. But I didn't run away immediately. So I was just observing. And literally, like, the man or the ghost or the spirit, you know, oh, okay. I was like, what is that? There's something out there. But anyways, the man, the ghost, the spirit, because now in my adult years, I'm just like, okay, that was obviously a ghost. So yeah, so I'm just going to address it as what it was. The ghost was literally just not looking at me, and just like really struggling to breathe is what it seemed like. And I just remember like looking up and down at the spirit, but I thought it was a person. I thought it was a person just literally sleep on me and Taylor's floor. And so like he was struggling to breathe, and it was just really creepy. It was really creepy and just like really weird. And so after a while of just looking at it, and you know, to be real with you, I feel like I was just staring and looking at that spirit, that thing, for about 3 minutes, and then I got freaked out. And I left Taylor in the room. I didn't even tell her about it. And I went right downstairs and I just curled up on the couch with my mom and I went to sleep. I didn't tell her nothing. I didn't say nothing. And so the next day, when everybody woke up, my mom was at work and it was just me, my brother, and my 2 sisters. I told them what I saw. I told them everything. And then they were like, you sure you saw that? You could have been dreaming. And they kind of just brushed it off. But family, I kid you not, I remember that whole experience, that whole incident, you know, so vividly. You know what I'm saying? And that particular house, it was a townhouse kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So the setup was, you know, the town, you know, those neighborhoods where there's like a bunch of townhouses that are like together, you know? So there's one right here and it's connected to another house and connected to another house. So I just thought that that was very interesting. And so now in my adult years, when I reference back or when I reflect back on that moment, I'm like, okay, it really seems as though, you know what I'm saying, as a child, I just saw a ghost or a spirit, and perhaps, you know, that particular ghost or spirit that I saw, maybe they died in a fire, maybe they were an actual firefighter, and you know, they were just passing over to the other realm. I don't know what happened, but I just thought that that was very interesting. And so here's the catch, okay? That townhouse that my family was living into, we moved out of that townhouse, and then fast forward all the way to now, my sisters, they literally just both bought houses in the neighborhood that's right next to that, you know, that old, where we used to live. I hope you guys are following along with me. And so I just thought that that was very interesting because it just seems like, you know, there's some sort of spiritual connection with that particular old house where I saw that ghost and all that stuff, okay? So that was like my first paranormal experience that I can remember, okay? And mind you, here's a little fun fact about me. So my sister Mariah, my oldest sister, she, you know, really, you know, practically raised me while my mom was at work, because my mom's single mother, she was always working. She was never really home. So my oldest sister, Mariah, she's a Capricorn moon just like me, so it makes sense. She had to grow up older. She had to take on all these responsibilities at such a young age. She used to babysit us all while she was still a dang child. All right, so shout out to her. But my sister, Mariah, she used to always be the one to do my hair, braid my hair, and especially when I was a baby, from what I've been told, Mariah just always, you know, really vibed with me, you know, just took care of me like I was her own child. And so, you know, something that my sister Mariah would always do, you know, to help me go to sleep as a child is literally like take her hands or her thumb and just like really rub this area. And come to find out, you know, after studying, this is your third eye area. So, you know, it's interesting how I'm a life path 7. I have, you know, just this passion for, you know, spirituality, the occult, and doing readings for people. And at a young age, I was getting my third eye stimulated, you know what I'm saying? So it all makes sense, but I just thought that that was very interesting and I wanted to add that in. So that was like, once again, that was my first, you know, paranormal experience from what I can remember. Now we're gonna go ahead and fast forward. So Fast forward, me and my family, we all move into this new house. Okay, so this is the house that we're living in now. In the story that I'm telling you, it's a house, so there's no connected townhomes. It's just a house. You know what I'm saying? And so this house, it's the last house by the woods. Okay, and so I personally remember like when my mom was so excited to show us the house once she, signed the lease, because she didn't own it. We was just renting for like years. I grew up at that house basically from like the age 6 or 7, from the age, I want to say we moved in there when I was 6. Yeah, that's what I want to say. When I was 6, we moved into that house. And then ever since, I was living there until I was about freaking 18, all right? So, yeah, that I was there for a long time. So, this particular house, it was by the woods. And I remember when my mom first showed us the house, we were walking around, it was late. I just got these, kind of spooky vibes, but my Mars is in Scorpio. So, I'm always just like, looking around. I get sketched out easily, you know what I'm saying? But it's because I'm sensitive to energies, and spirits and things like that. So, that was that. And then living in that house, the energy was just always a little bit eerie and kind of just like interesting, you know what I'm saying? And so as a child, growing up, I was always very sensitive to like scary movies or scary commercials. Like I did not play that. If I kid you not, if I was watching cable TV and a scary commercial came on, I would grab that remote so fast and change it to Nickelodeon or Disney. I was not playing it, and I really feel like because being an empath and, being able to connect with the spirit realm at such a young age, that can kind of be a little bit intense. And I definitely feel like that was, a big reason why I was just scared of everything, especially in that house. Like I remember like, I wouldn't be upstairs if I was the only one upstairs. Like I would just be freaked out. You know what I'm saying? I would always have my bedroom door open because I was just, scared of certain things. Or if I had to take a bath, like I would leave the bathroom door open and I would tell my brother or my sisters to watch me to make sure that nothing crazy was happening, because I was just always just felt weird vibes. Okay, so fast forward. This was way back when, me and my family, we went through this period, the short period of going to church and stuff like that. But that didn't last, you know what I'm saying? So it was one Sunday morning, we were all getting ready for church, okay? And, I was just, lollygagging because, I was really young, so I didn't really have much to do to get ready. And so basically my sister Taylor, I remember this, Taylor was in the hall bathroom brushing her teeth or whatever. Eric was in his room. Mariah, my oldest sister, she had the basement. All right, she had the big room. Okay, so we were all just vibing, you know what I'm saying, getting ready. And then we had this attic in the hall. Okay, and so I heard like this knocking. It was like, so I'm like, what is that? And so I noticed it's coming from the attic. And so, I was just a child messing around. I was just listening and seeing if it was going to do it again. And lo and behold, I hear another knock. And so I was like, just messing around. And I said, stop. And it did it again right after I said stop. And so it said, and I said, stop. And it did it. It kept doing it. It kept doing it at me. We were going back and forth. It knocked. I said stop. It knocked. I said stop. And then the moment I got Taylor, I was like, Taylor, come here. Look at this. There's something knocking up there. Nothing. Nothing was knocking. Nothing at all. And I was just like, bro, what the freak? And then I was just staring and then it just didn't do it no more. And so I'm like, yo, what the heck? All right. And so this house that we were living in for like me growing up and all this other stuff, there was a lot of like crazy things that happened. Like, my oldest sister Mariah went to prom. My mom, she had like the little disposable cameras, and my mom took pictures of Mariah in her prom outfit by the woods. Okay, remember I said that this house was by the woods. So Mariah got all her pictures taken. She was standing in front of the woods, a nice little background. And so when we got the film developed, we were so excited to look at her prom pictures and see what was up. And I kid you not, there was like a shadow figure. Honestly, it was like a man's energy. I'm just going to be so real with you, so transparent. It was a big, tall shadow figure standing next to Mariah by the woods. And my family, like, we couldn't even deny that it was just right there. It was just like, whoa, like, that's crazy. And then just, I always felt this weird energy being in that house. I never wanted to be home alone at all, okay? So that's the vibes, you know what I'm saying? I always just feel like somebody was staring at me, or somebody was just like watching me, looking over my shoulder. All right, so very interesting energy. And so, like I said, you know, we were living in this house basically my whole childhood and all of my preteen years, my teenage years. So fast forward to when I'm becoming a teenager, right? And at this time, you know, everybody is growing up. I'm the youngest, by the way, so everybody's growing up at this point. You know, my sister Taylor, that I shared a room with, because me and her shared a room at the old house and in this house, so I shared a room with her my whole life, okay? But at this time, you know, when I'm becoming a teenager, you know, all my brothers and sisters, they have their own life. You know, they're growing. Eric, you know, had his job, or he had his friends. Mariah, you know, has her own kids. And then Taylor, she was working. And Taylor always was hanging out with people. She's a Libra, okay? So with that being said, you know, my mom was always working. So it got to a point in my teenage years where, you know, now I had to be home now I had to be home alone at certain times. So, you know, even in middle school, getting into my teenage years, I just didn't want to be home alone, because I just felt that house was so eerie and just something was weird about it. So here's this another experience, okay? So I was home alone. Everybody in the house, you know, mom was at work, and then my brothers and sisters were somewhere else, okay? So I was home alone, and I just felt so, like, sketched out, you know what I'm saying? So I locked all the doors, and I was just really, I'm gonna be real, I was just really scared. I did not feel good energy about being at that house alone. And so with that being said, I just locked myself in my bedroom. I made sure all the doors were locked, and then I was hungry. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs to the kitchen, and I'm gonna get some food, and I'm gonna go back upstairs. And so I kid you not, I walked down the stairs, and you know, the kitchen is right here. And so in the kitchen, there's like a little set of stairs to go down to the basement, which is Mariah's bedroom, where she has kids. And so there's a bunch of toys. And so I go into the kitchen, I'm getting my food, and I hear a little, one of the kids' toys, you know, like the ride-on for toddlers, where the toddlers can get on the little toy and they can push it around, and it helps them, you know, walk, or, you know, develop their skills. And so I hear a toy, and then, you know, so when I walked past the basement doorway, the first time around, I looked just to, you know, because I like to be aware of my surroundings. And so when I was in the fridge, the kitchen area, getting my food, I heard the toy go off, and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe something just, you know, happened. I don't know. And so I walk back by the doorway to go upstairs, and all of a sudden I see a pink, it was Tristan's, my niece Tristan's, ride-along toy in the doorway. And I'm like, how did that get there? Nobody's home. How did it get there? Okay. And so that freaked me out to the core. I ran upstairs, and I just locked myself in my room until somebody came home. And it was just like, whoa, you know, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to have to deal with this. And so it was just crazy, you know. So those were some of my paranormal experiences, but we're about to get real now. So now, some more recent paranormal experiences that I have experienced. So, basically, this is recent, but it also ties into my past. So on one of my videos on YouTube, somebody had commented that I have a particular spirit guide, or spirit, that likes to tickle me while I'm doing readings, and they said it's cute. And so I was like, wow, that's awesome, you know, because I'm not going to deny it. Maybe they have psychic abilities, and maybe they see things that I can't see. And then something clicked in my head. I said, wait a minute. I have a particular spirit that likes to tickle me. What? Backtrack. I remember the first time that I ever experienced this particular sensation. I was in middle school. I was in the computer lab, and, you know, everybody was doing the work, and, you know, I was trying to focus, and then I just had this weird tickle in my back. And so it literally felt like a tickle. And then I was fidgeting. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What is going on? Why does it feel like somebody's tickling me? So I'm over here on the computer lab, fidgeting in 8th grade, fidgeting around, moving around. And I'm like, what is this? and it just wouldn't go away. And in my head, at the time, I was like, this has to be a ghost. This has to be a ghost messing with me. There's no way. And so fast forward, sometimes it still happens, like at the old house when Christopher and I were living with his family. I went to go film a video and I just couldn't, because like there was this big tickling sensation in my back and it just wouldn't go away. And it was like kind of to the point where it was painful, like it just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, because when you're getting tickled and you're just like, okay, stop, this isn't funny anymore, it's not funny, it's not cool, it feels like torture, like what the freak. And so I was telling Christopher, I was like, my back is tickling, I just can't film this video, my back is tickling. And so eventually it went away. But back to what I was talking about in the present moment. So when that person commented that, and like I said, when I saw it, I didn't doubt it, because I was like, there's a lot of gifted people that watch these kind of videos. But then when I put two and two together, I was like, yo, okay, that's confirmation. So that's a big paranormal experience. And so there is a spirit that likes to, I guess, tickle me, at certain times. Maybe it's to get my attention, or I don't know what it is. But I just thought that was very interesting. And so we're gonna move on to another paranormal experience, okay? So this one was actually kind of really creepy, and it's in the house that I'm living at now. And so basically in this house, we have a 2-bedroom. And so the 1 bedroom is our bedroom where we're sleeping. Then this bedroom that we're in is our filming room, dedicated specifically for filming and for all, I was like, what is it? All right, and this bedroom is for filming and for, all things spiritual, and to put our metaphysical supplies, all of that, okay? And so this is the master. We turned the master bedroom into the filming room, and so it has a master bathroom, and the master bathroom right there is where I get ready to film my videos. That's where I do my hair, I get ready, you know what I'm saying? And so I like to listen to music while I'm getting ready, while I'm doing my hair. I like to crank it up. All right, I like to turn that volume up. And so Christopher was downstairs when this happened, And so Christopher was downstairs when this happened. And so basically I had the door shut, okay? The door was shut. I'm looking at the door was shut. I was in here. My music was all the way up on my speaker. I was cranking. And then all of a sudden, I hear someone in my ear singing the lyrics to the song. And immediately I jump and I look for Christopher. I'm like, Christopher, what are you doing in here? How'd you get in here? The door was shut. He's downstairs. And I kid you not, I can't even make this up, because when somebody is in your ear and they're talking, you just know. And so I'm up here, the filming room, alone. I have the music all the way up, and boom, I hear, it's like somebody was literally standing next to me and, singing the song, and it just for a split second. And so that really spooked me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that spooked me a little bit. I opened the door and I was just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Because I do have altars in here, I'm just gonna keep it real. I have 3 altars in here. So there's a lot of spiritual activity that's gonna happen, and that's inevitable, when you're doing, especially, working with deities, working with spirits, that's gonna happen. But that was just very whoop, very surreal, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we live across from a graveyard. So, things like that happen, So that was a really crazy paranormal experience. And so I'm gonna share one more with you guys. All right, just one more paranormal experience with you guys. And this one is a very funny one, very interesting. So this one is, a little bit older. Basically what had happened was I did a reading for somebody, and this is back before I started taking my readings serious. Basically, when I was just doing readings for friends and family members, and, just doing them because I just wanted to learn. I wanted to perfect my craft. So this was before I learned about the importance of protecting your yourself when you are doing tarot readings and oracle readings for people, okay? This is before that. This is before, I learned about opening sacred space and closing the space and, cleansing yourself. Seriously, you want to make sure you're doing that, and this is why. So, basically, not getting into the details, but basically, I did a reading for somebody, and we're just going to say that this person is very toxic. This person, is involved with, a lot of drama, messy situations, man problems, always, have drama with females. It's just a toxic person, okay? So I did a reading for somebody that I was cool with at the time, okay? Very toxic. And this person, just was venting to me the whole reading, basically just spilling out all of their negativity onto me, all right? And so I was just like, well, dang. So when I was doing the reading for this person, I was just like, in my head, I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go because this is too much. And they were just spilling dirt and just a lot of crazy heaviness, And so, the person that I did the reading for, they felt amazing after the reading because they then put all their dirt onto me. And so basically, fast forward, after their reading, I went back into Christopher and I's room. This is back when we were living with his family or whatever. And so I went back into the room with Christopher. We were vibing, and I get on The Sims. I was playing The Sims on PS4, and Christopher was sitting right next to me. He was playing a game on his phone. And so I had the gaming headset on my head, okay? And so all of a sudden, we're just vibing, we're just chilling, and this is right, like the same day, same hour, right after I did that reading for this toxic person, okay? And so we're vibing, I'm playing The Sims, and then all of a sudden I hear this demonic sound that comes from the TV, and I stop what I'm doing. I just stop. Christopher stops what he's doing, and he had this crazy look on his face. And if Christopher has a crazy look on his face, it's real because he don't be tripping over a lot of stuff. And so I didn't say nothing. I was just like, what? I said, what was that? He was like, I don't know. And it's like words can't even explain what it sounded like. I'm getting chills. All I can explain was it sounded very demonic and evil. You know what I'm saying? And no shade to the people that work with demons or dark entities. No shade, no tea. I don't judge you. But, and then this is when I was back in the beginning of my practice. So when you're getting into spirituality and stuff like that, of course it's going to shake you. And it came from the TV. You know what I'm saying? And, and it's funny because I still had my tarot deck out and open on the floor, just chilling there with all that negative energy from that negative person, okay? And so basically, me and Christopher look at each other, and I get freaked out. He sees that I'm getting a little bit freaked out. I slowly take off my headset, and in my head, I'm just like, I cannot believe that just happened. And so Christopher was like, it was just a vacuum. And I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way that a vacuum can sound like that. So I turned the game off. Christopher said, why don't you put the tarot deck away? Because he knew that I just did a reading for somebody. He was like, put the tarot deck away. And immediately I cleansed the space, and I was just like, yo, like that was really eye-opening. And I was just like, yeah, that person's definitely walking with some heavy stuff. And so the next day, that same person came to me and they were like, I need another reading from you. Can you give me another reading? I said straight up, no. I told that person what happened, and I said, you got some stuff walking with you. All right. And I said, I'm not doing no more readings. I'm sorry. I just cannot. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I couldn't do no more readings for that particular person. All right. And so I just thought that was very crazy. And like I said, like words can't even describe, but just know the sound that I heard. And I know it wasn't just in my headset because Christopher heard it too, right next to me. And so the sound that I heard, it was just like something that you would hear on like a scary exorcist kind of movie. And I just thought that was crazy. And that just goes to show that when you're doing spiritual work, when you are doing readings for other people, there needs to be an equal energetic exchange, okay, currency, or at least something that's going to, pay you for your energy and your time. And also when you're doing readings for toxic people like that, you definitely want to make sure that you have your protocols and your procedures, because there are people that walk with some heavy, oh my gosh, there are some people that walk with some heavy spirits and attachments, and that was definitely a person that still does to this day. All right, so those are just a few of my paranormal experiences. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, it might not be too paranormal and too scary for some of you guys, but you know, to me, in the moment when I experienced it, I was like, whoa. All right, so yeah, comment your feedback. Let me know how this made you feel, and feel free to share some of your paranormal experiences down below. Let's all vibe together in the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it entertaining. Hopefully it wasn't boring. Let me know down below. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye, guys.